What's up, everybody? Welcome to a once in every 4 years event. Today, in just 14 minutes, 50 seconds, or 7 blocks, Litecoin will undergo its halving. The last halving was August 5th, 2019, where the block reward fell from 25 Litecoin to 12.5. In just a few minutes, it will fall again from 12.5 to 6.25 Litecoin per block mined for the Coinbase reward or the mining reward. Pretty big day. Last time Litecoin's halving was not so great. 2019, Litecoin had rallied into the start of the year strongly. I think it hit about 120 before falling pretty roughly after the halving. Will that happen again this year? This halving? We don't know. Definitely a different approach here. We can zoom out, take a look at this chart. Definitely a different warm-up or different energy into the halving here. In 2019, we ran up, as I said. Litecoin now into the halving here, really mostly sideways movement, leg up, sideways movement, and really just chilling at the same level. So it's not quite the same. If you look back, this was the, there we go. This was the previous rally into the halving, and we started at $22 or $23. It reached 146. Not quite the same. Not quite the same. You can see this was a very parabolic, almost only up rally. As I don't even know if you can say this is a rally. What's really interesting, we're going to see where August is. Back here, what's really interesting is the price at the last halving may be almost exactly the price we have right now. Pretty weird. This was the previous halving right here in August. And here we are again, 88, 89, maybe $90. Weird. Probably not the best sign in my opinion. You guys know I do love Litecoin, simply because Litecoin is just Bitcoin. It's forked. It has the same fair origin. There's no pre-mine, there's no ICO. It's decentralized. It's proof of work on the script algorithm. Something you guys should know about Litecoin if you don't know this spicy fact: Litecoin and Dogecoin are actually merge mined. They're both on script, and miners compete not just for the Litecoin reward but also for the Dogecoin reward. It's an interesting economic push and pull there. Maybe in the future we'll kind of see some interesting price actions or interesting divergence between Litecoin and Dogecoin. But at the moment, when you're mining Dogecoin or mining Litecoin, you're really mining both. If you're not, you're just leaving money on the table. Fun fact, we have 4 more blocks to go at 2.5 minutes a block. We got 8.5, maybe 10 minutes. This is getting spicy. I think this is just enough time to tell my wonderful Litecoin story. So a lot of you were here over the last few years, and I believe it was in 21. It's either in 21 or 22. It's probably 21. It was definitely 21, right? Either way, a lot of you were here for it. How to start this? I'll start it this way. I had about 50,000 USDT in, I think it was BlockFi at the time, and I was cleaning my old apartment. And before I started cleaning, I went on the exchange and I just looked and I was like, how many Litecoin would all this 50,000 USDT be? And I don't remember what the number was, but I was like, oh, cool, okay. And then basically put my phone back in my pocket, started cleaning my apartment. And while I was cleaning, I was in the groove listening to some jams, and I got a notification, a vibration on my phone from BlockFi, and I said, that's weird. BlockFi doesn't usually message me. And I didn't really think anything of it, but my eye, it caught my eye. This number said some maybe 100, 200, something, 250 Litecoin. And so I opened the email, and it turns out that during my cleaning, in my pocket, I bought $50,000 worth of Litecoin. The story gets worse. The price was like 150 or something. It was a pretty high price, and literally in that moment when it bought was right when Litecoin dumped from, I think it was about 150 down a huge percent. Like we're talking 30, 40, like, and this was in minutes. It was the worst possible butt buy time. By the time I even opened up the account after seeing the buy, I was down a few grand, And it was one of the worst, most stressful trading situations I've ever been in my life. And thankfully, preaching and practicing what I preach all these years, my instincts, my trader's, I guess, skill, or kicked in. And I said, okay, well, at 50,000, this is way too big for me. This is money I did not plan on spending. I didn't plan on buying Litecoin. I didn't plan on buying anything with it. It was collecting APY at the time. Rest in peace, APY. But it was money that at the end of the year I had to give to the tax man. And so I said, there's no way I'm sleeping at night if I have this. If I have $50,000 of this, it's already down. It's just way too big. I need this money. It's going to stress me out. So what I did is I sold half of it at a loss. I immediately took like a $2,000-$3,000 loss selling half of it. In hindsight, I should have sold it all. But isn't that great? I had like a total of 2 seconds to think about this. So I sold half of it. I did end up buying or like rebuying it, like half of it, way lower. I can't remember now. It's been a long time. I'll have to find these numbers and tell the whole story. But I ended up rebuying it, selling it, chopping it up, and I minimalized that loss pretty well. But it was the scariest moment of my trading career, and you guys were here for it, and it was a good time. So Litecoin, despite that sadness, despite that unlucky fortune, I don't even know what to say. Like it's absolutely bonkers. I was gonna have a heart attack. Despite all that, I still do love Litecoin. Is it gonna go up? Is it gonna rally? Is it gonna go to a new all-time high? Like at the second of the halving? I don't know. No one knows. I would love to see it go up. History says halving isn't super bullish for Litecoin, but we have seen in this cycle of crypto what is expected not happen. What everyone knows to be true not happen. We can relate this to so many different aspects of Bitcoin. We don't have time to get into it, or into crypto. We don't really have time to get into it. So maybe Litecoin 2, maybe this halving will be different. The approach, or at least the, rally into the halving is very different from last time. The price is exactly the same. Here we are 4 years later. Price is exactly the same. God, that does not feel good to say. I'm not going to lie. We have 2 blocks to go. Current block height 2,519,988. When the block height reaches 2,520,000, the halving will have executed, will have completed. I don't know what the term is. It will be locked in. It will be done. As I said, each block on Litecoin is 2.5 minutes. However, that's an average. There is no guaranteed. Sometimes blocks are found back to back within seconds of each other. Sometimes they're found immediately after each other. And sometimes there's long pauses between them. Sometimes we see much longer than 2.5 minutes for Litecoin, or 10 minutes for Bitcoin. When that usually I'd say that happens when we get close to the halving. Miners playing games and such, kind of turning off, turning on, trying to manipulate the timing. I don't really know. Selling into the halving doesn't really make sense to me either. I guess I'm not a large-scale miner, so I don't know what goes through their head. You'd assume that'd be the time they start buying, right? But it isn't, historically. Don't know. Those 2 pesky blocks are weighing on us. They're waiting. They're waiting. But we got time. I want to thank everybody for being here today. If you're out there and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. If you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. Let's get the engagement going. Let's get the hype a little bit up. Even though it's not so spicy right now, you never know. When these 2 blocks turn over, we could catch a spice whale. That's what I was saying earlier. I don't want to move away from the screen because, as I said, there's 2 blocks to go, and this could happen in a minute. More likely it'll happen in like 5 minutes, but it could happen any second. I don't want to miss it. But we'll take a look at the greater picture for Litecoin. We'll take a look at Bitcoin and all kinds of stuff too. We were talking about it in chat here before I jumped on the camera. Definitely a weird day for this halving to happen. Reminder for those of you not so familiar, halvings are baked in, like they are guaranteed inflation schedules. There is no mystery, there is no surprise. In fact, the halving, I believe, it's supposed to be, exactly 4 years or whatever, but it does vary, as I said, with different amounts of mining and I got distracted. Different amounts of mining can increase that or decrease that, and that's controlled by a difficulty adjustment. Man, I got so sidetracked. By the way, I was thanking you guys for being here, for subscribing and stuff. Yeah, Professor Bean's recovering well while we have a second here. Doing good, sleeping right next to me, but cannot be left alone and constantly tries to bite her stitches. And so I got 0 sleep last night. I'm doing my best to be live for this. I looked forward to this, but our loved ones, what are we gonna do? What is up, Fact Inside? Subscribe. Good to have you, man. I think you're the first subscriber of this stream. Welcome. If you're new, but maybe you've already subscribed, make sure you guys jump in the Discord. It's the best way to keep up with our live streams. Discord.gg/TomCrown. Links in the chat. You'll get free Bitcoin just for joining. I'll make you a Bitcoin holder. You can keep up with the live streams, and you can keep up with the community when we're not streaming. It's a good place to be. The chat literally never stops in the Discord. It's good stuff. Not a bad time to shout out Fairdesk and Femex, our sponsors. Links in the video description below and in the live chat. Sign up using my link. Helps the stream. You get some sweet deposit bonuses. It's a win-win. We still have these 2 pesky blocks. You can see that timer kind of having a seizure, having a fit. Actually, I have a really good idea. Hold up. Litecoin block. Hey. Let's see if we can just get a live Litecoin block height. Interesting. Apparently it already happened. Wait, what? That's weird. So Block Explorer 1, Litecoin Explorer, says that we've already reached that block height. Yet this countdown timer by NiceHash does not agree. That is odd. I wonder why. Either way, I guess I'm going to trust the Block Explorer. Happy having everybody. We did it. It's been 4 years. We're at the same price. Maybe in 4 more years we'll not be at the same price. That's my hope. Yeah, this happened. That's kind of that's a little bit of a blue balls there. I was waiting for this thing to go, and it already happened. Let's see. So we've had 2 blocks after it. Wait. I haven't ever looked at the Litecoin Explorer, or at least this one. Yep. 12 Litecoin. Wait. I'm very confused why that timer isn't picking up in these blocks. Immediately, I think maybe there was, what do you call an orphan block? Essentially, if 2 miners solve a block at the exact same time, which is statistically very low probability, but it does happen more than you'd expect, there can be a competing chain until one of them is dominant. Basically, I think it's 6 in a row or something Satoshi wrote about being statistically impossible. And we have seen kind of these block chain fights go up, I think 4 or 5. I think we've seen 4 blocks in a row, but not 6. I'm confused. I guess I'm going to turn this crap off because thanks, NiceHash. Piece of shit. It's all good. What's up, Pieter, Juiced, and Manny R 2023? What's up, guys? Good to have you. Let me pull up the chat. That was unsmooth. Unsmooth NiceHash. There we go. As soon as I go to turn it off, this thing freaking just randomly then just goes, nope, 3 blocks are in. So it already happened. We did it. We did it, fam. We did it. We made it. We bought $50,000 worth of Litecoin right before it dumped 30%, and we're still here. I know what I was saying when I got distracted earlier. I know what I was saying. Word drop ETA date. August. What? That doesn't make any sense. What is up with you, NiceHash? God, my brain is scattered with no sleep. What I was saying is, so it's a weird day for Litecoin to have the halving. We were talking about this before the chat. I don't think I ever finished that thought. Basically, with the U.S. downgrading of long-term debt, this is something that we couldn't talk about enough. This is huge. Basically, what that means is, I think it's Finch downgraded from prime to AAA, which sounds not really impactful, but is massive. So I'm no expert on this, but to my knowledge, what I've gathered is that basically the U.S. to borrow money going forward with a downgraded debt, what do they call it? Certification to rating, will be more expensive. And the problem is this: you can think, oh, it's not a big deal, we print our own money, whatever. Really what it is I believe it's the national debt. Is it national debt? Either way. It also has to do with the interest paid on debts that we have, and so this absorbent, huge long-term debt that the U.S. has increases in their interest rate, and even if it's only a fraction of a percent, the number of that debt is so large that it's a huge thing. It's like very butterfly in the wind effect. I think that that downgrade will cost on the current debt, the current long-term outstanding debt or whatever. I think I read $500 billion just like that instantly, just because the finance or whatever, the interest rates changed. That's massive. And basically what we would expect in markets is a weaker dollar, likely assets dependent on the weaker dollar like stocks, or dependent on the dollar like stocks, to not perform so great. Bitcoin, this is where I guess I disconnect. So Bitcoin, I guess, and Litecoin. If Bitcoin doesn't rally on that, I don't know what would ever be like a news catalyst to make it rally. That was not the dollar. I don't know what a catalyst would be. Like, that is the most bullish thing ever. Confidence being lost in the dollar. Let's see. The dollar has broken past its previous support here. I'm still not super convinced, especially off this this credit news. One sec. Yeah, I'm still not convinced. It definitely moved past where I was expecting a rejection. Definitely back up into that previous support, broke through it as resistance, but will it hold is the question. It does look like yesterday's candle closed above, and today's we're seeing it run for some reason. This is a really good kind of moment to reflect and think. We're told that markets are rational, free markets this, free markets that, you know, like capitalism, woo. We're told that these things are a certain way. And when you get into charting, when you take this financial journey, you see the reality of it is almost nothing operates the way it's supposed to. Like, the U.S. is a credit line just got downgraded. So let's have almost a 1% up day on the Dixie, right? This doesn't really make any sense. Markets are completely logical, but completely illogical. I think they're logical in the sense that they follow humans. They follow humans' logic, but it's not their logic, it's their emotions. And so they end up being almost reverse, right? Like inverse indicators a lot of the time. Things that are supposed to be bullish, we end up seeing dumps into. Things that are supposed to be bearish, see rallies, like the dollar right now. It's very interesting. It's something that took me a long time to like wrap my head around. It was good though, because eventually I got to just let go of all those notions, all those ideas that people had told me were true, because they're not. They're just not true. Litecoin. No movement. I mean, well, let's say there is some downside movement into the halving. Nothing super crazy. It did hit a low of 88.24, and now sideways after the block was mined. I really am hoping there's some kind of mix up here. I won't hold my breath, but I'm hoping. I have Litecoin pulled up on CoinGlass, where we see our open interest, our funding rates, etc. And let's see, there were some pretty big multi-million-dollar liquidations on longs here in the last, I guess since August, really. We have about 1.3 million, 1.4, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but the volume for Litecoin obviously much lower than Bitcoin, so those are big liquidations. What I don't love here is open interest continues to rocket up as Litecoin doesn't really show strength, and this could be suggesting that traders are, what, betting down. You see funding rates pretty low, so that's giving us a good tip-off that short trades are being more aggressively open than long, and CVD Wow, CVD, you just went down, didn't you? Wow. That's spicy. I didn't even see this. I haven't looked at this data yet. I like that. March 17th of this year, Litecoin open interest almost went to 0. That's really weird. What happened? That sell-off took it almost to 0? Closed almost every leveraged position just on that sell-off? That's actually pretty wild. But I don't love this. Open interest is rising here. We can see on the day as price is falling. Not very bullish. Not very bullish. We might have to do some mental gymnastics here to find something bullish. By the way, what's up? I'm just going to replay it. Prithivi Marakala. Welcome. Thanks for subscribing. Great to have you here, my friend. Great to have you. Roger Smith. Litecoin at 55 will be a good buy. I've said this for months on this channel. I don't think, I do not believe Litecoin trades to $50 again, personally. But I've been saying this since the year, since last year. Litecoin never goes back to 50 bucks. I'm a buyer, and I already have a ton of Litecoin. I'm gonna make a new chart because this is annoying the shit out of me. Man, I am no good when I don't sleep. I am all kinds of out of it. Professor Beans, I love you so much. God, I love her so much. I'd stay up all night again for her. All right, on the month, let's see. I have not looked at Litecoin on the monthly since it closed, what, 2 days ago? Let's take a peek here. Last month's candle, pretty gnarly. Did not close bearish engulf. That's a thumbs up. That's good. I'll take that. We do see some bulls coming in here and saying, nah. We might not be in control right now as the bulls, but we're not going to let the bears take the reins totally. This month, we have not seen a lower low yet, so actually that's not bad either. Even with this into the halving sell-off, still hasn't seen a lower low at 87.40. Hopefully, we don't see that break. Let's see. What is up? We got another subscriber. It's Vicky. What's up, It's Vicky? Good to have you, Vicky. What up, Vicky? Litecoin, this has been kind of the theme. We have been very bullish on Litecoin, just as Bitcoin as this year started, and even probably earlier on Litecoin as we saw a pretty fun pattern that we saw in Bitcoin a long time ago. I can point that out here. We caught it back here with this move up in a higher low. It has been hitting just higher lows over and over and over again. It's one of, in my opinion, and I don't, by the way, nothing I say is financial advice. I just speak my mind and what I'm thinking in my opinion. Please don't ever make financial decisions based on things I say, but feel free to take from my knowledge anything you wish and incorporate that in your own analysis. Litecoin, I believe, is one of the most bullish charts in crypto. It doesn't feel that way, right? You might say that's crazy. Hold on. What do you mean, Tom? This is a bunch of shit. June, it was at 43. It's now at 90. It's done nothing, right? Sure. It's hard to deny that. But when you look at the bigger picture of Litecoin, you have a low in November 2018, a low in 20. You have a low in 22. Just keeps on moving up. Despite what other people say, it did. Depends on what exchange you look at. If it hit an all-time high in 2021 or not. But either way, it double tapped 420. And so here's the bullishness on this chart. And again, I'm not trying to sway anyone. It's just a Litecoin day. I have my Litecoin jersey on. We're going to be talking about Litecoin a little bit. The reason I find this so bullish is we can say, all right, yeah, double top, monthly, quarterly, yearly, whatever. As long as that low is defended, you're aiming right back for that high. And you're creating a flat top. So maybe you don't even blast through it. You know, that would suck. Maybe you don't even blast through it when you get back there. But once you get there, you'd look for another, what? Higher low. And now you have a very, very, very big flat top triangle that you're looking to break to the upside. Someone asked me in the pre-chat, and I will give them kudos because they've been clearly Tom Crown fans for a while. Or maybe not fans, just watched. They said, about 2 years ago, you said you believe Litecoin's going to go to $2,000. You still believe that? I absolutely do. I was obviously wrong about the time frame. Although I don't know if I ever gave a time frame. Maybe I did. Absolutely do. No idea when that will be. Not a clue. But I absolutely do. I haven't lost any faith in it. At this point, there's no retail. Like, there's no new investors, which is not the best thing, and maybe that's why we haven't really seen a great performance out of it. There we go. Maybe that's why I haven't seen a great performance out of it. But like all things in crypto, if you aren't super in tune with this fact, then you haven't been in crypto very long. Retail only chases the flashy, the shiny keys. They don't chase the non-shiny keys. In fact, this idea can be amped up to a 10. People literally send money to people on Twitter who are known scammers, like known ruggers. Like, I don't even name names because I don't even really know them because it's so stupid. Over and over again, the same people, knowing that they've rugged the last people, they keep doing it. Why? Because number go up. They see a number go up of any kind. Retail is always chasing the shiny keys. Like, if, you know, Litecoin makes it to 2,000, like I believe it will eventually, yes, there will be retail involvement, but that retail involvement, I can tell you right now when people will be interested in it. I can tell you right now on the chart. You will not hear random noobs in crypto talking about Litecoin until we break 420 right there. The minute it's over 420, 500 bucks, boom, whatever it is. The minute it's over it, you're going to hear people go, "Oh my God, Litecoin! It's one of the oldest blockchains. It's proof of work. It's all this uptime. Blah blah blah. There's so many great things. There's all this development." All of a sudden, everyone will talk about these things. That people that have followed Litecoin for years will say, "Why aren't people talking about these?" Because that's just not how it works. Retail doesn't give a shit. They don't give a shit about value. Retail just cares about number going up. They care about, I don't know, they want words. They want people to tell them, "Oh yes, this is the utility, the blah, blah, blah." Guess what? Litecoin is like the number 2 most transacted for payments crypto there is. Like, price doesn't reflect value. You know, I'll say this even. Price almost never reflects fair value. Especially in crypto. Price is always overvaluing and then undervaluing. Trading back and forth, like finding an equilibrium. It's almost never, I believe it's never a true value. Actually, speaking of true value, let me pull up a cool site for you. I don't think I've ever, I might have not shilled, because there's nothing to shill. This site's free. Coinfairvalue.com. I'll put it in the chat once or twice. Free site, to my knowledge. I don't know, maybe they have something for sale, but don't need to buy. Don't need to buy it to use it. I said a bad word. Here we go. And what this does, it's a cool site, and I'm going to give you my best idea of what it does because I haven't used it in a while. But basically, it looks at the consensus mechanism, like the mining or whatever it is, versus, I need some kind of definition here because I'm just going to lose it. It tries to judge a fair value for a coin. And it does it, I guess, based on similar ways to stocks. It can do the price to fair value ratio is a measurement of growth expectation of the coin usage with respect to the reference coin. In other words, approximately how many times more the market thinks the coin is going to be used with respect to the reference coin. It also has other metrics like this, equivalent to the PFV ratio multiplied by 15, the value of the price to earnings ratio. I guess that would mean the value or like market cap divided by the block reward or something like that. In that sense, like the dividend, the revenue of it, multiplied by 15. Either way, that's not my expertise, but this site is really cool. And I will say over the years, I've glanced in on it randomly when I, just didn't know what to do. And I found it to be pretty true. The things that are extremely undervalued in the coin fair value, typically when I see them, I'm like, yeah, that is extremely undervalued. And Litecoin has been almost at the top of this list for a very long time. So let's see. This is just for fun. Right now, the most overvalued coin, I believe, right? Oh, that's weird. The most overvalued coin according to Coin Fair Value. So what do you guys think? Dogecoin. Or is this undervalued? Because this is saying fair value is $1. Oh, no, it's saying undervalued. Never mind. Whoa, welcome back. Saying Dogecoin is the most undervalued for the fair value. That's kind of spicy. Beam, whatever, Augur, Siren Labs, Solana. Interesting, Solana's up there saying an $85 or $86 Solana is fair value. VeChain up there, 7 cents. Golem. Maybe they need to tweak this formula a little bit. Because, oh my god, OM Go, like, no one's talked about that coin in 4 years. SushiSwap, PivX, Proton, Chainlink, Uniswap. Huh. These aren't as cool as I'd hoped, because a lot of the time, Litecoin is way up there. Interesting, this is what I just called as well. It says the most overvalued coin would be Verge, which is rough. That's rough. It says it gives it a fair value of 0.00007 cents. Its current price is 0.05 cents. So it's saying it's like 99, like, no, more than that. Percent. It's like 100x overvalued. That's funny. It also gives it an uncertainty value, which I didn't really look at here when I looked at Doge. Doge just lost it. Okay, I didn't see that. So the uncertainty value also is like its confidence in it. So it says Doge was just updated the most undervalued, but it only has a 76, or it has a 76% uncertainty, meaning it's like less than 25% certain. Beam, on the other hand, which I've never heard like anyone talk about Beam, says that's now the most undervalued, and its uncertainty is much lower. It's much more confident in that undervalue. That's interesting to me. All right, I've done a terrible job of describing this site. Unfortunately, I've done a terrible job, but you guys can go check it out, coinfairvalue.com. They don't pay me anything, but they can if they'd like, if you're watching. Based on, okay, it's I didn't even read this at the top. Fair values displayed here are based on current usage. Okay, so it's usage, like transaction. They don't contain speculation on future variations of their usage. We leave that speculation to the spectators. Professor Bean's just growled in her sleep. Cutie. Cutie, cutie. All right, a little green candle. I'll take it, Litecoin. I'll take any green candles you got for me today. I'll celebrate them. I'll celebrate them. When did this happen? Right around here. Right around here. So, all right. I guess if we look at Litecoin now only from where it was at the halving, 89.17, we can say it's been trending up since its halving. Great. Yay. Wow. I do not sense spice on this. Does anyone sense spice on this? I wanted to be all excited for Litecoin, but I mean, I am. Maybe I should have started with this. I should have started with that, my explanation of love and Litecoin. I was also the MC of the Litecoin Summit last year. So I have some ties to Litecoin that are more than just owning it and butt buying it. God, get up there, dude. What are you doing? Could be a worse hourly, but that hourly has to go back up to like 90, almost $91 to actually be a good hourly. 4-hour order block. Oh, resistance. Maybe W on the 4. Yeah, I just swapped over there. Could be. I don't love this like little order block here of resistance, especially if the 4-hour, in 25 minutes closes low. That's actually pretty ugly. You got that whole resistance up here then. Check out Market Cipher quick. 4-hour on Market Cipher does not look great. 2-hour looks bad. 1 hour looks very bad. 30-minute might have some upside. 50-minute might have some upside. Might. Let's see. I don't have any trades open on the Litecoin. Yeah, this is. When you're a Litecoin guy, for many years you'll find only OGs, only Bitcoin OGs have Litecoin, care about Litecoin. Even not all of them, but you get used to it. You get used to the slow. You get used to the, I don't know, will it ever go up again? I 100% believe it will. Other people don't believe that, and that's okay. Wow, that's not looking so good either. Just zoomed out here, the lower highs, your flat bottom potentially forming around 88. Not the best. That wick was nasty wick. This one? That one was pretty bad. You know what? Litecoin, I love you and I want to talk about you all the time, Litecoin, but when you're not doing anything, what the hell am I supposed to talk about? Like, I'm not here to like convert people. And that's true of Bitcoin as well. Like, I'm not here to get you guys to think what I think. I'm like a Bitcoin maximalist by most standards, just not the toxic part. But I don't sit here and say you guys, I don't know, you should only buy Bitcoin, even though that's what I believe. But I also believe I don't know what's best for you. Actually, this is kind of spicy. This is older TA. This is actually a pretty spicy move here on Bitcoin over the last few days. And what's really cool, I want to talk about this, is I think it was after we streamed on Monday. Let me pull this up. This is actually a really, really spicy thing on Bitcoin. Let me show you here. Very, very spicy. Okay. Going to the hourly. This is really spicy, and this is why I took a very aggressive long. I'll show you my guys. I'll show you my trades then. So on the left is Coinbase. On the right is Binance, and I'm just using Binance because they have volume. Really, any other exchange, to my knowledge, other than Coinbase. I don't know why I said that because I didn't check them all. Doesn't matter. On almost no other exchanges, at least like perps contracts, we didn't see this on anywhere else. Coinbase, crazy low wicks on the first. This wick down to 28.4, 28.5. Man, I could spend hours gloating about 28.5 right now, but I won't. On Binance and on perp exchanges, we only saw 28.7, and then we did see a lower low after that, 28.5. So it's interesting. Coinbase hit this low 13 hours before almost every other exchange. But Coinbase put in a higher low here, where every other exchange put in a lower low. It's pretty spicy. What I like about it, and the reason I went long, and I'll show you guys my longs and shit then, is that wick, as soon as I saw that wick, because it got bought up very quickly. If we go to like the 5 minute, you'll see this was just a very quick wick on Coinbase. I think even on the 1 minute, it's only one candle. Yep. As soon as I saw this wick, it happened in literally 1 minute. I wonder if it was 1 second. That means if it was in 1 second, it means it's almost certainly just a single order. Let's see. This is just for my curiosity. But basically I saw that wick, and that's something we haven't seen, or I haven't seen in crypto. I'm never going to find it on the 1 second. It's too far back. It's something I haven't seen in crypto in a long time. Liquidity has improved drastically over the last 4 years, just across the board. 4 years ago, there really weren't nearly as many exchanges, although maybe I mean 5 years now. I'm losing track of time. Binance came out like 2018, and that took a long time to rev up. I'm talking about back then when Coinbase was like the major trader and only really had Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. We used to see these wicks a lot more, and we'd see them on alts as well. And what I kind of remembered or just had a flashback when this happened is I've seen this before. And typically when this happens, especially on Coinbase on the spot exchange, you see the price reverse. That was my tip off. Really, that was it. That was the major tip off. On top of that, though, and if you guys watch these streams, you would know. You already probably know. You already know. We have been looking for this value for a long time. We've been talking about 28.5 and 27.2 for a long time. When I saw that wick not only instantly got bought up like I've seen in the illiquid days of crypto, and it touched our support perfectly before wicking back up, I knew that was the time to go long. I just ripped a market order. Literally 28.475 hit perfectly. Like this is the values we've been talking about. If you didn't see the explanations behind them or the reasoning, very simple. We look at our monthly time frame. We see a little order blocky, I don't know if that's technically an order block. Either way, I'll say it's an order block. You guys wouldn't have known the difference. But I believe that's the quarterly. Yep. That's the previous quarterly open, and we have said when talking about downside targets, I've said over and over and over again, if we see extended sell-offs, here's where we would look. And the reasoning is really simple. You have a solid green body here on the quarterly. We started to see a little weakness. So the logical spot to look, the logical first place, is that previous quarterly open. And I said, if we move down there and bounce, that's likely going to set us up for a green close in this quarter. It's pretty much what my mindset is. Yes, we have the possibility of falling lower. If we do, it's always on the table no matter what I say or anyone says. If we see that sell-off continue, so let's say I'm full of it, crypto tanks tomorrow, 27.2, it's really a very similar logic. You have this big green candle. You start selling off. Where do you want to look? At the closes. Right here, the support that it found on the monthly time frame. Even if Bitcoin came all the way down here, that would still be pretty decent. It wouldn't really set it up for a good pattern, but it would be a great spot to find support. We've been talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it finally hit, and I just ripped off some orders. So let's see what... I'm going to pull up the orders that I have open. These are the ones we've opened on the live stream. Whoa. You can see a lot of them got stopped out. That's okay. I opened up some shorts that are actually in the green again somehow. I don't even know how that happened. Beautiful. Beautiful. I did tweet this, exactly the plan, and I did put it in Discord. A great reason to be in there. I did tweet this plan before it happened. Basically looking to, what was it? I was looking to close small pieces of longs up here, 29.3-ish. Open small pieces of short on the way down. Did I catch anything else on here? So tired. I'm so tired. Oh my god. I don't even remember which ones these are new. My brain is mush. It's mush. On the other account, there we go. There's the long I ripped open. I didn't get the best price. I kicked myself because I know I had orders set at 28.5. The problem is that wick was only on Coinbase. We didn't get that wick on really anywhere else. We didn't get the wick. Yeah, and we didn't even make it all the way down here on Fairdesk 28.560, so it wouldn't have filled anyway. But I was kicking myself because I know I had orders placed there. I must have canceled them. But I did open up this long. I did take profit. You can see there's $50 realized. I did do that. I opened a little bit more short. Our average is still about 30. Very tiny realized profit. Beautiful. Stop loss has been at 30.4 for a long time. You can see here, I didn't get this long close. I did try to close more of the long at 30.1, but it just came shy of 30.1. Rip. There's your trade updates. There's too many of them. I can't even think about it. Trying to find this. There it is. This is what I tweeted. I know it looks like Charlie Kelly being mad. But price was at 29.1. I said I'm going to add short, very tiny adds. You can see that at the 0.3, I believe, that short 0.3. I added a tiny bit at 29.2, added a tiny bit at 29.6. I looked to close parts of the long at 30.1. My short stop at 30.4 and big close at 31.8. That's the tweet. It only got 2,500 impressions, yet I can post garbage and it gets a million impressions. You have the URL to the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. There you go, bud. Links in the chat, it's in the video description. It's hard to miss. It's hard to miss. 4 days on this weekly. Man, these weeklies sure are looking weak. It's a pun. It's a pun, man. Litecoin, what the F, man? What the F? Do something. Don't do this. Do something. You already haven't. Now you're back below the haven't price. That's not good. There's more subscribers I missed. Sorry, guys. I am exhausted. Dog had surgery. She kept me up all night trying to trying to bite at her stitches or get up, or I don't know. I don't know what she was doing, but I literally did not sleep at all. It was like every half an hour. I took her out so many times. Anyway, you're not here to listen to that. I missed some subscribers. My bad, guys. Mayur Wankied. What's up, man? Thanks for subscribing. One Cryptog. I'm gonna play that one so people don't think I had a stroke. Sculpture Sonic subscribed. A few subscribers today. That's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Good. Keep it coming. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. Enable notifications. Subscribe. You know the deal. You know it. You know it. Oh god. All right. Capital Ka. I don't know what you got. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Get her a helmet. What's up, Hendrik? How you doing, B Team Crypto? Loading name. You guys are speaking all kinds of crazy. Is that Dutch? Is that Deutsch? F means failed. What's up, Roderick Lopez? Nate, Quantum Divergence. What's up, Pro Toy? Saha. How you doing, man? How you doing, brother? How you doing? What's up, Driftman? Infant Predator. That's a terrible name, dude. I don't know if I'm gonna say that one again, but welcome. What's up, Ma Sa? The Real Mess, Trey Caramonta. It's a quiet day, fam. But you're spending it here. I like that. Difficulty adjustment having immediate effect is super unlikely. Wait, how do we get into difficulty adjustment? So I would say, not to be contrarian, Nate, but I would say that actually difficulty adjustments do tend to have pretty quick acting impacts, where I would say halvings don't. Halvings never really see reactive price, but difficulty adjustments, you do. I actually have been watching this for many days now. If you guys have never used this site, fork.lol, another free site, another great crypto tool to use. I'll put the link to what I'm looking at here. This is a graph of essentially when the next Bitcoin difficulty adjustment's coming. And you can see that graph goes up and down. Whenever it trends up, that means that miners essentially have turned off their mining rigs. There's less hash power. You can see that if you were able to scroll back, you'd see the same pattern over and over and over again. And that is because every time the difficulty adjustment triggers, it begins again. And that difficulty adjustment is targeted to 14 days. And in a perfect world, this would just be a diagonal line down to 0. Because the block height is reached, the difficulty adjustment goes through, and it resets, right? But when we see this moving up, it's showing us that miners are turning off. And the reason I actually started looking at this week is because I can't remember what big mining company it was, something in the US. They recently said that they were going to turn their miners off until it was like more profitable again or something. I said, ooh, I know. Maybe we'll get a nice difficulty adjustment. Well, when I first looked at it, it was minus 7%. Now it's plus 4. Typically, in my observation, when difficulty adjustment moves down, even when price is already moving down, you do tend to see, at least into the next difficulty adjustment, a little bounce. Sometimes it's more than just a little bounce, but it's pretty reliable. It's pretty reliable when you get a negative difficulty adjustment on Bitcoin. However, even though miners turned off 1, 2, 3 times this period, we'll call it, they're still on track, they're still on course, and in fact, they're doing it faster, at least right now, than the previous 14 days, and that's why we're seeing change go up. And basically, when you see change you say it's 4%. When it goes up 4%, you can think of that as mining just became 4% less profitable. When it's a negative difficulty adjustment, say minus 10%, mining gets 10% more profitable as soon as that difficulty adjustment goes through. Maybe that's why I've seen them as bullish. Higher profitability, less pressure to sell. I don't know. Who knows? What's up, Farhan Sandhu? Kitten, I don't know what that is, man. That is spicy. Lost Hugya. What are you guys even saying? What is going on here? Mushkilich. I don't know. Man. Miner Predator. Am I that tired? Infant. I don't understand. I don't understand. There's all these languages. What's up, Kryptonium? Good to see you, man. Nothing happening. I know. Darth Cannabis, has anyone ever told you you've got a movie trailer guy voice? Yeah, in different words. Movie coming this Sunday. The greatest battle the world had ever seen. Followed by Real Housewives of Miami. New episode starting 2024. I don't know. I didn't sleep last night. I'm feeling goofy. I'm feeling a little dizzy. A little dizzy, not too dizzy. I was hoping we'd see some explosion. I got my Litecoin jersey out. I had the countdown going. But, you know, though this is not super spicy. I like Bitcoin's chart right now. Though this is not super spicy, this is maybe the first lesson many of you will have. And this is good because almost none of you, certainly almost none of you actually bet or were taking trades on the Litecoin halving. I would bet almost no one here did. And that's why this might be a good learning opportunity, because typically in these learning opportunities, it's people are getting wrecked. So here's a great example that you will see repeated over and over and over and over in crypto. And that is something big coming, some big event like a halving, and then nothing happening. I was saying earlier how markets are completely illogical, though we LARP around and pretend that they are. That they tend to do kind of even the opposite of what they're supposed to do a lot of the time. The Litecoin halving is with no question. You can say Litecoin isn't a good project. You can say you don't want to own it. You don't want to try. I don't care. That's fine. I'm not going to argue. But the one thing you can't say to me, and I will accept, is that a halving is bearish for a proof of work coin on the schedule like Bitcoin and Litecoin. It is undoubtedly bullish. There's no denying. Now, something being bullish doesn't mean the price has to go up. Doesn't mean it has to do anything instantly, especially. But look at this. Super bullish event. Undisputable. Unarguable. Halving is bullish. Inflation gets cut in half. But look what happened. Nothing. So this is a really good lesson. You're going to hear these things going forward, and especially as we move into a bull market, you're going to hear them a lot more. And they're going to be very compelling, very gripping. You're going to hear things like Google partnered with XYZ shitcoin. Amazon partnered with XYZ shitcoin. I don't know, like the US government is using XRP now. You're going to hear these really compelling and in the time very convincing statements about things in the future. And what you're going to find is that 100% of the time, I don't like to say 100 because there's no such thing, but virtually 100% of the time, it does not play. Does not play. The best examples I could think of are definitely airdrops. I don't even touch airdrops anymore. If I have the coin, all right, cool. If I'm just going to get it, I don't have to do anything, fine. I don't do nothing. I don't try to trade them. I don't try to get them. Nothing. Because I have seen personally so many times crazy hype. This coin's this airdrop and they're moving to a new chain, utility. And the same thing happens every time. The price rockets into the airdrop. And then like 10 minutes before the airdrop, it just plummets. And everyone gets trapped in these really high buys. And then they end up getting the airdropped coin or the forked coin. It is worth nothing. And they're just sitting there in massive losses. I myself have fallen victim to this. If you want to feel good about yourself, I'll help you. I'll help you feel good about yourself here real quick. Many moons ago, when I was a much newbier trader, that very scenario happened right here with this coin, NXT. This was one of the older coins. This was not a new project. This was not degeneracy, really. They have a real team. I even met, they were the first people. NXT was the first real human I ever met in crypto. And for a long time, the first and only human I met that was a dev in crypto. They just happened to be near me. And I don't know, we got in contact. But basically, you can look at this chart and almost everyone in this room can point out where that airdrop was. Doesn't take a genius. Right there. I ended up buying like right here. I was much more newbie. This was, what? Earlier in 17, I lost 80%, 85% of my starting capital when I started crypto. It took me a long time to recover. But I did exactly that. Oh my god, NXT, they airdropped another token called like ARDR or something. And it was like, it's going to be huge. NXT had a product. It seemed very reasonable. Everyone was FOMOing in. And literally, I ended up buying near the top. I did get the tokens, but they were worthless, basically. And price had plummeted. Absolutely plummeted. I still have those tokens because what's the point of selling them? It doesn't even matter at this point. But to give you an idea, I might have bought them around $1. If I didn't buy them around $1, it was around 50 cents. Either way. Down 99.85. Currently trading at 002 cents. I might have bought it for $1. This will get you. Since it's a boring day and it's a spicy time, maybe these valuable lessons are good. This will happen again. And it might not be an airdrop. It might be an airdrop. But it's going to be something similar in the moment. I promise you it will feel very real. And you will have the feeling of, if I don't buy this now, I'm going to lose out on so much. On so much. As soon as you feel that, as soon as you notice yourself even saying something like that, catch yourself. Don't let yourself fall into that trap. I'm rambling. That's okay. I said that I like the Bitcoin chart here, and I do. Someone said it was just crashing earlier. I disagree. So we have 29.2 and we have 28.5 down here. We talked about these levels, significant monthly levels. Tapped monthly, actually this is 3-month, quarterly open, quarterly support. Moved up to 29.2, which was resistance. It broke through it with some energy. Now this sell-off, this getting faded is threatening. So I'm not going to try to fool you. No, I don't ever try to fool you, but that is threatening. This is not a good top. You did not break higher. You did break locally higher, but that wick, not a great top. However, Bitcoin now in a pretty tight descending channel here. Pretty tight. Might be a wedge, might be a channel, doesn't really matter. Just descending pattern, right? It has retraced back to the 0.5 level, and if you look right here, that 0.5 level. Professor Beans. She has a little TP, she just got into it. She never goes in there. That's cute. That 0.5 level, which is like the most common retracement level we look for, that or the 618. Right here at 29,250, like on the dot. Last hour, even this hour traded lower, but last hour traded below, settled up above. Our hourly here now closing in 1 minute and 50 seconds, looking to settle up above. This is good. You're right, Scooty. You okay? What's the matter? What's the matter, Scoops? Uh-oh, Professor Beans is looking at me. With poop in her eyes. It's okay. Maybe something spooked her. But a minute and 30 seconds will close. That'll be a solid close. Now, yes, as a smart trader, typically, I would look for a little bit lower. I would look for that 618. Typically. Probably should be still. That'd be down at 29,050, let's call it. That would be awesome. I mean, that would be really good as well. If we see selling into today, I would look for 29.50. That would be a great place to take off or to bounce from, or at least break out of this descending pattern here. Could be bullish from there. But I like the hourly close. About to close above support. You can even see it really clearly. I really like this 1 hour time frame on these candles because all of the levels are so clear. Like, look at your hourly closes on the first, now potentially acting as support. What we would want, obviously, is some other bullish kind of confluence or indicators that we might consider. I don't know if we're going to get them, though. Not going to have any divergence here. Shit, she's sitting on my wheels. Can't move the chair. No divergence there, but maybe on lower time frames we do. Yeah, you got some 5-minute bullish divergence. Not really anything to get crazy about. But you see your RSI low hit right here. Price went lower. RSI did not. And actually doubly, kind of a double confluence here. Again on the 5-minute, but a double confluence. These little hits. Market not going oversold, getting pushed back up with bullish divergence. I'd say for a 5-minute, that's like about as good as it gets. But fortunately, the 5-minute is not to be trusted. 15-minute, we do see some divergence as well. Looking at any of our lows, this is the lowest point in RSI since that really deep low on Coinbase at 28.5. lower RSI right now than here and here and here, so that's going to be some bullish divergence. That's good. I want to see that keep playing out. You lose it once you get to like the 30-minute though. Just gone. Very low time frames. without something on a larger time frame being very compelling, with a lack of that, probably just looking for this, at least in the short term, 29,425. I'll leave it red. Right there. I think these low time frames are going to give us something like this. Spam. Spam-a-ram. The reason, why do I think this will happen? Basically just the low time frame stuff I looked at. Also, looking to the left, we already saw this pattern in this wedge. So to see that repeat would be pretty on point, be pretty par. Oh my god, I'm dying. Is there anyone out there who hasn't subscribed yet? Could you please? Could we get one more subscriber? Could I please have some more, sir? Please sit. Low margin and cross everything is possible, Boris. Be careful with cross. Yo, little mama. Little spicy mama's here, guys. Go subscribe to Miss Teen Crypto. Randy. Spicy little mama. She's so spicy. Love Randy. I tuned into her stream early today because I didn't get any sleep, and she got some really big donations today, and it warmed my heart. Maybe even like a little tear of happiness. It was very touching. But go subscribe to her. Links in the chat. Thanks for popping by. I hope you got that picture I sent you. I don't know what you guys are speaking crazy languages, but whatever. Bitcoin's global. Well, fam, I'm sorry this has not been the spiciest halving. I guess we'll try again with Bitcoin in a year. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Yeah, not the spiciest halving. There may be spice ahead, but it's not here now. And I have had zero sleep, so guys, make sure you're subscribed. Sign up right now. Trade. Start trading on Fairdesk and Femex. KYC is optional. You'll get deposit bonuses using my link. Sign up with them. They're our sponsors. They're great. Join the Discord. You'll get